different about people who grew up in the 1980s. Most people who grew up in the 80s look at the world today and feel like they've landed on a different planet. Not because they can't adapt, but because they remember something younger generations will never know. A time so distinct that decades later, you still say things like, "The 80s were without a doubt the greatest decade to grow up." Or, as one 80s kid put it perfectly, "We had no seatbelts, no helmets, we didn't even need to lock the front door." You survived a childhood that would get parents arrested today, and it didn't break you, it built you. Your brain developed during a unique window in history. And psychologists are only now beginning to understand what made growing up in the 80s wire you so differently from anyone raised today. The first trait is something psychologists call hardwired confidence, or what I like to call a built-to-win mindset. And this one is unique to the 80s. Think about the world you absorbed as a child. The Cold War was ending. The economy was booming. Rocky won. The Goonies never said die. Every song on the radio told you to fight for your right, to take on the world, to not stop believing. The entire cultural atmosphere told you one thing: you can win this. This is why the modern doom scroll era feels so alien to you. Your baseline programming is hope. You grew up fearless because the world told you there was something worth being fearless for. The second trait ties directly to that booming economy. You have what researchers call latchkey autonomy, which to you looks more like Home Alone independence. The same prosperity that made the future feel bright had both your parents at work, which meant you came home to an empty house, you made your own snacks, did your homework or didn't, and figured out your afternoon without a single adult watching. Children who experienced regular unsupervised time developed stronger internal motivation and better decision-making. Nobody was structuring your time. Nobody was checking your progress. Nobody was telling you what to do next. You had to develop your own internal compass, which you still use today. This is why you can plan, adapt, and execute without external validation. You were trained to be untouchable, operating beyond supervision before you even understood what that meant. The third trait is what researchers call an effort equals reward mindset. And it shaped everything about how you experience satisfaction. You wanted to play a video game. You saved coins for weeks, then rode your bike to the arcade. You wanted to hear your favorite song. You sat by the radio for hours, finger on the record button, waiting. You wanted to watch a film. You physically went to the rental shop hoping it wasn't already taken. Studies on reward anticipation show that people who grew up with delayed effort-based rewards developed stronger dopamine regulation and impulse control. Your brain learned that good things come to those who work and wait, not to those who click. This is why instant gratification feels hollow to you. Your reward system was built for the chase, not just the catch. You were unstoppable when you wanted something, because you knew exactly what it cost to get it. The fourth trait goes deeper, and it explains why you seem almost unshakable in situations that send others into panic. Researchers call it physical world confidence. You grew up when everything was tangible. You owned things, tapes, records, posters, collections. When something broke, it was gone. When you lent something out, you might never see it again. You learned the weight of real loss and real value, not just digital files that live in a cloud somewhere. But it went beyond possessions. You navigated the physical world without GPS, without Google, and without a parent tracking your location. You learned that you could figure things out because you had to, and that confidence doesn't disappear, it's in your bones. The fifth trait is truly fascinating. You have what psychologists call presence capacity, the ability to be fully in the room. The 80s were the last decade before everything became content. You weren't documenting moments, you weren't optimizing experiences for an audience, you were just there, fully in it. Because there was no reason to be anywhere else, you experienced life undistracted by digital noise, which meant you got to experience life on a deeper level with more accessible and vivid memories. You weren't splitting attention between living and recording, you were completely present. That presence became permanent. It's why you can wait without anxiety. It's why you don't need constant stimulation. Your brain was trained in a world that demanded your full attention, and that's still how it operates. Every time you look at today's world and feel like an outsider, remember this: you're not outdated. You're carrying strong capabilities that are becoming extinct. The self-reliance that looks like stubbornness, that's competence. You were raised on freedom, but never lost. After growing up in the 80s, it makes sense that you feel like you're on a different planet now. Because you are. You came from a world where childhood was still physical, where rewards were still earned, and where the future still felt like something you could win. It shaped who you are today, and that's something to be proud of.